How's it going, guys? And I wanted to talk about a underappreciated character, to say the least, in the Dragon Ball universe. And that's Launch. Where the hell has Launch been? Where has this girl gone? And, most recently, we got to see her again in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And I did a review of that game here on this channel. Go check it out. But yeah, Launch, originally known as Lunch in the original Japanese, but Launch is a character that, just disappeared. And I'd love to see her come back in Dragon Ball Super, but it doesn't seem like that's the case, and there doesn't seem like there's any plans for that on the horizon. None of the creators are talking about her. Akira Toriyama is infamous for actually forgetting about her. And that's really interesting because, maybe he didn't pay as much attention to the anime as we thought. He did supervise it, but she was in the filler of Dragon Ball Z in the first season, in the first arc, the Saiyan saga. But for some reason, she kind of just disappeared during that saga, and she actually never appeared once in the manga, which is really interesting, considering the fact that she was, not really a major character, but she was one of the main members of the Kame House with Master Roshi. For original Dragon Ball anime and manga fans, you may remember that this was one of the first tasks that Goku and Krillin were given, to go find Master Roshi a woman. And so they go and they find Launch. And we find out that Launch has a split personality. And this is one of the things that makes her such a great character, because every single time she sneezes, she goes from a bubbly, ditzy, blue-haired girl to this blonde, gun-toting, crazed, crime-fueled maniac. And I love her attitude. Meredith McCoy, who voices her in the English Funimation dub, has this great Brooklyn accent that she does for her when she changes. She has this high-pitched, sweet voice when she's blue-haired Launch, but when she becomes the blonde, evil Launch, she just goes full-on Brooklyn, I tell ya. And, I love it. Being a New Yorker, I absolutely love that little touch that she added to it. And I'm going to guess that that was the accent that she was going for when she originally voiced the character. And I really do like what they did with Launch in the Saiyan Saga, in the first few episodes of Dragon Ball Z itself. We see the relationship between her and Tien. It's a one-sided relationship. Tien doesn't really want to have anything to do with her. He kind of doesn't want to be mean and hurt her feelings. So she kind of lives with him, which is a little weird. I guess it's just, Tien sort of being passive. I mean, I don't know about just letting someone live with you when you have really no interest in them. It's kind of weird. And, it's kind of like, is Tien kind of leading her on, but he's kind of showing he doesn't really want anything to do with her. But, Tien, he just wants to train, and Launch, wants to have a relationship with him. Even evil Launch wants to have a relationship with him. She's even more aggressive with it, and she wants to steal for him. It's kind of really heartwarming, in a crazy sort of Dragon Ball way, but it's really charming, and I like it. And we even see her drowning her sorrows at the bar. It's like we see that she's kind of being rejected. And it's pretty heartbreaking. And it's even more heartbreaking that we never got to see the continuation of this storyline. Sort of in a way, I really want to see Tien and her together. Because you could see like how much Launch loves him. And, it's like, okay, you can't really love who you don't love, but in just an anime, in a make-believe story like this, you kind of just want to see the two kids get together. I mean, we see just how much Launch cares for Tien. She's overjoyed when Tien survives the battle against King Piccolo in the original Dragon Ball series. And this is sweet little innocent blue-haired Launch. And she even has the hots for him. You can see the look on her face. So this is a relationship that you feel like it's meant to be, but it's sort of not. And I guess the fact that it's so elusive kind of makes it intriguing for me. But I always just found it very interesting how she was there for the duration of Dragon Ball. And then in Dragon Ball Z, they gave her the anime treatment, but not the manga treatment, which Akira Toriyama was working on exclusively pretty much. So it was kind of perplexing how they started off making her into a filler character of sorts. And they even threw her in during the Frieza saga when Goku gets knocked underwater by Frieza and he's kind of thinking about everyone back home on Earth that Frieza may kill if he doesn't manage to defeat him. And we see Master Roshi, we see Chi-Chi, we see Bulma, and we see Launch. We see Launch as well. So like, why, Goku's thinking about Launch, but does he go to visit her? Does she show up? No, but the only time we would ever see her again, well, in the Dragon Ball Z anime anyway, and I didn't even realize that this was launched until I read it many years later on the internet, but during the end of the Buu saga, when Goku's collecting all the energy from the people of Earth, so he can throw the spirit bomb at Kid Buu, well, there's a blue-haired girl that gets out of a truck and holds up her hands to the sky. And a blue-haired girl is Launch, but she's dressed differently, and it kind of threw me off, and I didn't really think that was her, but apparently it was her. And then we would see her one more time in Yo Son Goku and His Friends Return, the OVA movie that was actually never dubbed by Funimation for some odd reason. And we only see her in 2 shots. That's it. And she has absolutely no dialogue, so it was really disappointing. It was a surprise to see her. It was good to see Launch again, but, I would have expected more after her quite lengthy hiatus from the series. But, be that as it may, it really wasn't to be. It was more like an Easter egg of sorts. That was the last time we'd ever see her in anime form again, and I just kind of don't understand this. I was talking about it in the comments of my Kakarot video. I said, it would be interesting to see Launch, evil Launch, and her temper versus that of Beerus. I think that could make for some really funny scenes in a future movie or episode of the anime. But maybe because, Chi-Chi wasn't around for most of the Dragon Ball anime. She was there in the very beginning when Goku helps out Ox King, and then, later on at the end when he meets up with her again at the World Tournament when they're adults and they agreed to get married. Maybe they kind of thought that there was too many hot-headed women around. You've got Bulma and you've got Chi-Chi, and so maybe they thought it would be a little bit crowded having Launch in there as well. But I just think it's kind of weird because she's an original character that got even more screen time than Chi-Chi originally, a lot more, and for some reason she just was forgotten. This kind of always bothered me, and I'd really like to see her come back in the future. And, maybe that will become a reality, and I really hope that it does. But, maybe I shouldn't get my hopes up. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you a big fan of the Launch character? Do you want to see her come back in something Dragon Ball Super related? Maybe in the manga? How would that be? For an ironic way of doing things. Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. But be that as it may, guys, thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bells to get all notifications when I post all my new videos. I want to thank all my patrons for your continued support. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you next time.